Laissez le bon temps rouler.
Let the good times roll, baby. Mardi Gras is back at Universal.
Hey there, Mam Fam. The party has returned to Universal Orlando.
Mardi Gras is back, and with it, they're bringing a ton of food booths, live entertainment, and of course, a bead catching parade. So we're headed in to check out all the Mardi Gras fun. Come on. It's the one time a year I get to bust out this cool hat.
Just the coolest.
The coolest hat I own. I love it so much. Universal Mardi Gras International Flavors of Carnival kicked off February 3rd and runs all the way through April 7th. And y'all, this party is so much fun. The park just feels alive with good music and live entertainment. There's concerts on Saturday nights, and then there's bands walking around and performers walking around. A lot of the characters will have beads and different outfits on for the event. And of course, there is a ton of food. Because this is International Flavors of Carnival, there are carnival parties happening around the world right now, all sorts of celebrations. So you're gonna have food from the Philippines and Thailand and Colombia and France, as well as, of course, Nolans. Did I say that right for my New Orleans friends? Nolans? I've never been to New Orleans. Nolans, I would love to go. I would love to go to the real Mardi Gras. But for now, Universal is the place to be, and I'm so excited to kick this off. We're headed in to catch some beads and some good eats, but first things first, gotta get our food and beverage card. We saw that they're selling it at the express stand right here with no line, but you can also get it at a lot of the food kiosks around. It is $65 for a $75 dining card, or pass holder exclusive $120 for a $150 dining card. And you can use that dining card at all of the booths, but you can also use it just like a gift card at restaurants around Universal Orlando. It doesn't have to be Mardi Gras exclusive, and it doesn't expire. So it's actually a really good deal if you're planning to, eat.
All right, we have just picked up our first food haul from Germany, and it is a haul. We have picked up the chicken schnitzel, the Kaspatzel, and a beer flight. And can we just take a minute to appreciate the size of this beer flight versus what happens at Disney festivals?
It's a sizable pour of each of those drinks, so I'm already in the Mardi Gras spirit.
100%. Now, in this flight, we have the Warsteiner Pilsner, the Weinstefana Hefeweißbier, sorry if I'm butchering these pronunciations, and the Eine Celebrator. So I apologize to any German speakers for butchering that, but I gave it the old one too. I'm excited. And just in case you didn't know where this was from, they have given you a flag.
Should we collect those also?
Sure. There you go, Germany. Gonna put a little bit of lemon juice on top of the schnitzel. And attempt to use these plastic bits of cutlery to get a not at all monolithic bite. It looks crispy, it sounds crispy. Into the mustard. All right. Ooh, that's just a solid schnitzel. Crispy on the exterior, moist on the interior. It's a chicken thigh, so it has a lot of flavor, and the mustard's nice, a little spicy. That's just solid.
And it's no surprise that I'll be reviewing the Spatzel, which is a cheesy Spatzel topped with fried onions. Spatzel is not a potato? It is a potato. Looks like a potato. Hold on. According to the internet, Spatzel is an egg noodle. I thought it was noodles, but it kind of looks like a potato, hence my confusion. Cheers. It's really cheesy, really creamy, and it's got a good, kind of sharp bite to it in the cheese. It's not a mild cheddar. It's definitely cheesy. And then I love the crispy onions on top. A simple but very delicious dish. Germany is starting off strong.
Beer flight time.
I can hear the beat builders.
They're right over there.
And they're so good.
There.
They're so good. We'll see them in a bit. All right, I'm going for the Weiss beer because I love a wheat beer.
All right. I'll be going for the Celebrator here. It's a bit of a darker beer.
Cheers. That's just a delicious wheat beer. I love wheat beers because they're kind of fruity. This one, you can usually taste banana, and you can definitely taste it here. They're a little bit heavier than some beers that I like to drink, like ales and pilsners, but it's not super hot today, so this is going down really nice. Fruity deliciousness.
This is a caramel forward malt finish darker beer. I'm very much enjoying it. It's lighter than I thought it would be, but it's still smooth and coats the tongue. I think it's really tasty.
The Pilsner is something that my grandfather would say, that's a beer that tastes like a beer. This is what I think of when I think classic German Pilsner. It's just a very light, crisp, refreshing beer. Of course, more flavor than a domestic lager, like a Bud Light or a Coors Light, but just a nice, light, easy drinking beer.
Yep.
Big fan of the bear flight.
Try that one. Let me know what you think.
I don't remember Universal having flights before. I might have made that up, but I'm impressed.
What do you think?
Oh yeah, lighter than it looks, but not my favorite. But good flight.
Yeah.
Breezing past the Bloody Mary booth in favor of trying some stuff we haven't before. What I will say, their Bloody Marys are pretty good if you enjoy a Bloody Mary. There's one that's always topped with something wild. It looks like it's literally a chicken slider this year. But if you like a Bloody Mary, they're pretty dang good. We swung by the Philippines and picked up some of the pork Lpia, which is, it says it comes with a dipping sauce. I don't know what kind of dipping sauce yet. It looks like there's something in it.
Huh.
Like fruit, it looks like. Also, don't you wish that they'd put like a Mardi Gras bead on him? I think he'd like to celebrate. Like, dear Universal, please start dressing up Bruce for the holidays. Give him a Santa hat, give him Mardi Gras beads. He'd like to have fun. Sharks have fun too. Anyway, let's try this Lpia. All right, so first things first, inside it appears to just be pork, and then you've got your crispy wrapper, and then the dipping sauce we have deciphered to be, we think, red wine vinegar with onions and some kind of melon in it. So if you get the fruit on the dipping sauce, you add a little bit of burst of fruity sweetness there. This is not my favorite dish. It's not super exciting since it's just pork and egg roll wrapper, and the dipping sauce is a little too acidic for my personal flavor palette.
From behind the camera, I will tell you that I like the dipping sauce, but I also like more acidic things in general. I think that adds a really nice brightness and contrast to what's really the sort of richness and fattiness of the pork. But again, different strokes for different folks. Your mileage may vary.
My old body gets acid reflux from too much acid. There are so many birds we gotta get here.
All right, we gotta roll. Birds are here. We had to, of course, visit the family and pick up our next feeding from Thailand, which is chicken satay and the butterfly Pea Blossom Tea. Whew, that's a mouthful.
And y'all, it's the return of the Blinky Cup from my favorite event, Halloween Horror Nights, which Alan told me I talk about a lot.
It has become a pretty heavy part of our daily conversation.
It's my whole personality. But the Blinky Cups are awesome because this drink was $17 with the Blinky Cup. It's a 20-ounce drink, and these cups are refillable. You can refill it with that drink or several other cocktails and beers around the festival, and you can refill it for only $13. You're getting a 20-ounce drink. A 12-ounce pour is also $13. So if you're gonna have a few beverages, the Blinky Cups are the way to go, especially because it's not like it expires after one day. You can bring it back throughout the entire Mardi Gras season.
The chicken satay itself is grilled chicken on a skewer with some pickled cucumbers on the side and a peanut sauce. We also have the butterfly Pea Blossom Tea, which is New Amsterdam gin, butterfly tea matcha, passion fruit syrup, mint syrup, simple syrup, and lime juice in a pipette. Now, fun thing about butterfly pea blossoms is when you add acid to them, it changes color. They are naturally blue. At least that's what I'm told. But when you add acid to them, they also change to pink, which is also what I'm told. I'm excited to theoretically see this. Also note that there is a mocktail version of this beverage, should you choose not to imbibe, but also want to take part in the hypothetical color-changing fun.
That's pretty cool. It's a big drink and there's not a ton of lime juice, but it definitely went from like a kind of irisy bluish purple to a pinkish purple. That's very exciting. Science. Oh, I was very afraid it would be too sweet, but it's actually more refreshing than it is sweet. I can't really taste the gin. I taste a nice like floral note because of the tea and then a minty flavor because of the mint. It is very refreshing and light. That is nice.
No, I don't have a fork, but we're gonna do a.
Use your fingers.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, we're gonna be hands. Oh dear.
You got it.
Hold on, back on the skewer. We're gonna put it in the peanut
We do
sauce
have napkins.
and put a Thai cucumber on top. Chicken, nice char on the exterior from the grill. Good flavor, seasoned well. That peanut sauce is incredible. Although I'm a sucker for a peanut sauce, and I'm also a sucker for these Thai cucumbers. They are crisp, They're light. They had a nice bite to the dish. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of addicted to Thai cucumbers, if I'm being honest. It's my next recipe to tackle at home. They're so good. This entire dish is just incredibly well balanced. It's not going to blow you away, but it is just so simple, and it's going to be a solid standby. You should try this.
How do you feel about these jesters?
You know, I was okay with it until I saw the eyes.
I like them because they're holding like other faces. Did you even notice that?
No, I noticed it. It's mortifying, but I'm trying to ignore it.
I just like that this guy's like holding this face.
All of their skirts are very enthusiastically jingle-jangling as well.
I just really enjoy them. That's us right now. We are them. Just having a good time clowning around Mardi Gras.
Can I opt out of that?
Nope.
Oh, it's okay, cool, neat.
You're that one.
Great. We were going to go to Canada, but somebody's been distracted. Oh, I've lost her. Twisted Taters, so she's gone.
Why get poutine when you can have the greatest potato concoction of all time, the Twisted Tater? I didn't even know this would be here, and I'm very excited right now. The Twisted Tater is a universal event staple. It's a spiralized potato, then you get it with whatever seasoning you'd like. I got sour cream and chive and asked them to throw a little ghost pepper on there as well. And they made them fresh. That's the best.
Hola from Mexico. We have picked up the Gran Anejo Margarita, which is Jose Cuervo Anejo Tequila, the Cooper Triple Sec, lime juice, agave, and smoked sea salt, the quesadilla, which is birria beef and a corn tortilla with Monterey Jack, Oaxaca cheese served with birria broth, and because the wonderful team members had an extra, they decided to give us the chilaquiles verdes, which is tortillas topped with a chili braised shredded chicken, salsa verde, cilantro onion mix with lime crema, and cojita cheese.
Magic is real, free cheese.
That's the takeaway.
All right, chilaquiles time. First note is that it's not, I thought they would be tortilla chips, but it really is more like actual tortillas. I don't know if they're supposed to be firmer, but some are a little soft under the weight of this. The flavor is great though. Salsa verde is really nice and bright and acidic, mixing up the richness of the chicken, which is smoked really well. It's not dry. I like the fresh onion. I love the nuttiness of the cotija cheese. It's got a little bit of heat, but not too much. It's actually very delicious.
Free cheese is best cheese. All right, and now for the quesadilla. Ooh, this is hot.
Made to order.
Makes me happy, and we're going to, ooh. All right, let's, come on. You better cooperate with me now. There we go. All right. You hear that crisp? Flavor of the corn tortilla shines through. The meat on the interior, I'm not gonna lie, is a little dry. Still good flavors, plenty of cheese presence. I'm in love with the broth. So I'm just gonna let that sit there for a little bit and sort of soak it all in. I think the key with the broth here is getting some of that extra veg, some of the onion and cilantro here. Be aware, it's very cilantro forward. So if you're one of those poor folks where cilantro tastes like soap, probably not for you. For me, the broth is a nice, rich, though acidic accompaniment to the birria. It's pretty good. It's not the best thing I've had, but it's not bad.
I would like to know, when watching them prepare this, they added the cilantro and the onion to the broth after. So if you don't like cilantro, you could ask to see if they could modify that for you.
And now we have the Gran Anejo Margarita. Now, the classic margarita is made with Blanco tequila, which is the youngest form of tequila, and it is clear. Anejo is aged. It's a little bit of a darker tequila, has a more mature taste, I guess is the best way to say it. What I think really stands out about this margarita is, one, very tart, not very sweet, followed by the smoked sea salt. And then, unlike Blanco tequila, you're not being sort of punched in the mouth with that heavy tequila flavor, with that sort of like, when I say heavy, I mean like very, very like dominating tequila flavor. It's more light and refreshing, but tart. So if you like sweet margaritas, that's not the one for you.
Whew, baby, we have been eating a lot, which means it's time to take a little feeding break. and head into the Tribute Store, which is over here across from the Horror Makeup Show and next to Mel's. The Tribute Store is a tradition here at Universal Orlando, and they are these over-the-top, incredibly themed stores that they do several times a year. They've obviously got one for Mardi Gras, they do one for Horror Nights, for the holidays. This year's Tribute Store for Mardi Gras is themed to a haunted river cruise. And I'm excited to scope around because there's always a bunch of Easter eggs to look for too. Like I already found one, not even inside yet. Gurg the Llama has become a bit in Universal Orlando. It's actually Greg, who's one of the Universal creatives who works on these things. So they hide Gurg the Llama as a nod to him in all their tribute stores. Yeah, we need to look for Earl too, because Earl the squirrel usually makes it into things. They'll also do Easter eggs from Horror Nights and other Universal things. So gotta keep your eyes peeled.
We got this king size to ourselves. Don't share with no one else.
We have made it inside the Tribute Store. Looks like we're gonna jump aboard the PS Songbird, a paddle steamer. Yes.
Shadow Creek.
Shadow Creek. Shadow Creek is a fictional park that is often used in Horror Nights themes, and it's where the Yeti house was, which was one of my favorite original houses at Horror Nights last year. All right, here's our captain, Victor Pavo. He looks trustworthy. The Peacock of the Mississippi. Do we think that's a nod to the fact that the peacock is the mascot of NBC, who owns Universal? Looks like this is where we check in. Let's see what's on the menu. Hortivores, oysters, lettuce, filet mignon. We'll have the lamb, very little mint sauce. Also, there's this nightmare baby. How do you feel about this little baby?
Don't love it.
A very nice team member just told us to look this way. Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Something's happening. This is telling me that maybe not all is well on this river cruise. Oh my gosh. The captain.
That's cool.
Oh, that's scary.
Oh, goodness.
Hello, ghost captain. Y'all, we're just watching this wall, and a graveyard appeared. It's very haunting. Not all seems well down in the bayou. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Oh my god. Woo! This might be the coolest store they've done, like technologically. Oh my gosh, do I need a gator crop top based on the best float in the parade, the signature float at the end? I might. Of course, this is ultimately a store, so you're gonna find tons of fun Mardi Gras things in here, from socks to shot glasses to hats to a candle. What does a Mardi Gras candle smell like? I gotta know. Can you tell me what Mardi Gras smells like? Does it smell like regret and hangover?
It smells very sweet.
Oh, that's okay. Oh wow, it does. It actually smells good. It smells like cake, I think. I think it's supposed to be king cake.
It's a sweet cake scent.
All right, so I was on the wrong track. No good tribute store would be complete without a bakery case, and the selection this year is beautiful. So you should know that the theme of the parade this year are the elements, and the new floats they've added are fire and earth and sun and moon. So they have desserts and treats in here that match accordingly as well as some classic Mardi Gras favorites. We've got the cake pop, chocolate chip bacon, fire mini cake, earth mini cake, sun and moon mini cake, frosted brownie, fire cookie dough ball, moon and sun cookie dough ball, earth cookie dough ball, fire macaron, earth macaron, sun and moon macaron, Mardi party fudge, raging Cajun fudge, king cake fudge, chocolate king cake whoopie pie, king gator cookie, skeleton cookie, and a chocolate dipped s'more. This is my favorite detail so far. Wanted dead or alive Prince Gator, which I believe to be the son of King Gator, who is the final float of the event.
Artistic interpretation.
I like that. Real slow. It's real slow. Only $200. That doesn't seem like a lot for me to catch a gator. But maybe more importantly is the fact that they made a plush of the King Gator float. I need them.
He feels strong.
He's so cute. This gator started hissing at me, so it is time to get out of here. Ooh, look at all the black light. This is awesome. You've also got the host of this year's event, Baron Tauntaun, sitting up top. He's your skeleton voodoo.
Yeah, but if you wait for long enough, his head moves.
Oh, a nightmare. This is so cool.
I hit a frog.
Oh, they hit a frog for Laura Souls. She is one of the Universal creatives, and she hates frogs. So in the Horror Nights houses last year, they hit a frog everywhere. That's awesome that they hit one in here too. Still looking for a squirrel. Well, here's my favorite part of the tribute store. And then it ends with Baron Tauntaun just staring deep into your soul. Man, there is so much detail in these stores.
Kong.
There's Kong back there. That canteen says Tribute Store Company. There's a squirrel next to the gator head.
Oh, there he is, yeah.
There's our Earl. And then a final cute little detail is on this old painting of gators. They made one of them the king.
Well, we've had approximately 5 minutes without a feeding, so naturally it's time to eat again. But it looks like some of the performers from the parade are out and about meeting and mingling with folks. I love that Universal does this.
I do too. I think it's really fun. They do this a lot where they just have some of the parade performers come out for pictures and you can chat with them. This is the Sun and Moon unit. There's also, again, a fire unit, an earth unit, a wind unit, and a water unit are the new additions to the parade. And I have to say one thing about Universal that I love. It kind of makes me emotional. I love that they are very inclusive with different body types for their dancers. Normally in dancing roles, you know, there's a look, and I love that Universal doesn't stick to that.
But back to your regularly scheduled feeding, we have picked up the pastelon from Puerto Rico. This is a layered casserole of sweet plantain, picadillo beef, topped with Edam cheese. It's kind of like a Puerto Rican lasagna, it looks like. Let's get all the layers. Okay, first of all, kudos for the portion size. That is awesome. This is 100% shareable. Second of all, it starts off tasting like a really, really good lasagna. The beef is flavored well. It's cooked nicely throughout. Maintains good structural integrity when picking it up. But then it gets a little sweet because of the plantain, which threw me off at first. But then, I don't know. I think I like it a lot. Confirmed.
Happy Mardi Gras! Happy Mardi Gras! Happy Mardi Gras!
In a Mammoth Club first, we have had a triple stop. That's right, we stopped by 3 booths. Well, I guess 2 booths in a bar. As so expertly demonstrated by Molly. At the bar, we picked up a brew specially made for this event by a local brewery called Crooked Can, and it is the Oh Baby King Cake Brown Ale. And we stopped by 2 Nolans booths. The first was more of a sweets booth, the second was more of a savory. So let's go over the sweets first. An espresso martini, a tiny king cake with including itty bitty baby. Please do not eat baby. Baby is just for show. And then we also picked up a set of beignets, some beignets.
Thank you for that PSA, Alan. I think it is a good reminder that here at Mammoth Club, we do not endorse eating babies. Also, a fun thing they're trying this year is that they have different pairs at the different booths. You might see a food item and it says paired with the cocktail. You actually save money. I wasn't gonna get an espresso martini, and then they said, you will save $2 if you get both an espresso martini and a bag of beignets. Well, that's just math. I'm losing money if I don't drink this espresso martini.
We are nothing if not fiscally responsible. That trombonist is very talented. Anyway, on to the savory.
The band is out, and they're awesome.
And we have picked up from the Savory Nolans booth a fried green tomato po' boy. Boy, I just love that entire sentence right there. We are indeed collecting whatever flags we get, so. Except for red ones, we don't collect red flags. We are going to be trying the po' boy and beer. It's going to be like a 2-for-1 tasting. Okay, here we go. So this comes with fried green tomatoes, pickles, Cajun remoulade, lettuce, and a little bit of onion. Boy, I wish there was just more fried green tomato. They're cooked really well. Bright, not super acidic, but still have that firm like green flavor, which is perfectly set against the pickles and onions. Gosh, I just wish there was more fried green tomato. Then it would be perfect. I think as is, it's pretty darn good. With more fried green tomato, it'd be best of the fest. Wow. Has all the classic notes of a brown ale, except it's lighter than what I imagine a lot of brown ales would be. Very nutty, caramelly, and then on the back end you get that sweet flavor of like the sort of cake spice flavor on the back end there. Not super sweet, but still very, very light and refreshing. Love that. That's definitely best of the best. I mean, it's an exclusive brew. It's hard for me to say anything less.
Cheers. Wow. So it's a really simple, really classic espresso martini. It's just New Amsterdam vodka and cold brew, and they put some cinnamon on top or some cocoa powder on top and a fleur-de-lis, but it's done through a nitro cold brew machine, and whoa. It's got a little bit of chocolate flavor from that cocoa powder on top. You can definitely taste that it's vodka, but it's got a really nice, smooth cold brew. I'm not really a cocktail girly in the parks just because I don't love like pre-mixed cocktails. I would, as much as I thought they were fun to try, would not order the other two again. Just as someone who comes a lot, I would drink this again. Yeah. But baby, this is delicious. As someone that doesn't want super sickly sweet desserts, it's perfect. The cake, first of all, texturally is so moist and dense. It's delicious. It's got a really strong cinnamon flavor, and then yeah, it's got some sweetness from the icing and the frosting, but it's mostly really cinnamony. This is awesome. This is better than last year. This is going on my best of the best.
Cheers.
I think the king cake is better, and you know I love beignets. They're not as like light, I think, as the Disney ones.
More crisp, less fluffy.
But they're still really good, and they're delicious, and I think really shareable. You got 5 of them in a little bag here. A delicious classic treat, but I would give the edge to the king cake.
I do love that we're sprinkling powdered sugar all over my po' boy.
It'll be delicious. Fun little detail right here. Noticed another frog hidden amongst all of these paintings and knickknacks used to make floats. Since we just had quite a large feast, gonna head and watch some more entertainment. The Beat Builders, one of my favorite things at Universal, has a little Mardi Gras specialty set right now. Actually, all their sets right now are Mardi Gras specialty. But first we have to pause to honor the king and queen, because if you don't come to Universal Mardi Gras and say hello to them, did you even come to Universal Mardi Gras? I'm just loving all these little like set pieces that are people getting ready for the parade. And I think those are actual costume pieces from some of the dancers. Those look like the sexy crawfish. But the Beat Builders right now, who are the, oh my God, I love all these costumes so much. Yes! Oh, thank you. Can we put it on my drink? Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that made me happy. The Beat Builders are the Jameters, but harder. And they end all of their sets during this time of year with a Mardi Gras number and some beads.
Woo! What? Thanks. Don't stop. Here we go. Yeah! Let's go! Hey!
Stopped by the Colombia booth here to pick up this arepa, which is a corn cake with griddled cheese and honey butter. No pressure, but that sounds amazing. This, oh yeah. best of the fest. That is a delicious, sweet, and savory treat. I love the natural sweetness from the corn, and then you've got a little sweetness from the honey butter too. A nice kind of gritty texture on the end, I guess, crispy texture on the side because of that griddled honey butter. But the dough itself is soft, it's cheesy, simple deliciousness. Best of the fest.
Next stop on our never-ending journey of festival feedings, we stop by Spain for some papitas bravas and a sangria trio, a sangria tinto, sangria rosado, and sangria blanco. First up, I'm going to be trying the papitas bravas, which are seasoned roasted potatoes with a paprika aioli. Let's get in there. Look at that. Ugh. First thing to know, this is a vegan dish. So if you are vegan, this is for you. And you should probably get it. It's very tasty. Seasoned really well. The potatoes are roasted beautifully. The paprika aioli adds a little bit of garlic flavor along with the smokiness of the paprika. Yeah. I could do some damage with a plate full of these.
Jumping into this sangria flight, I started with the sangria rosado, which is made with rosé wine, New Amsterdam gin, strawberry puree, and a pinch of smoked sea salt. Now, normally things like this at theme parks are really, really sweet, but this was actually delicious. It wasn't super artificial tasting. You could definitely taste the juniper from the gin as well as the dry rosé. A little bit of sweetness from the strawberry. Very refreshing on this hot day.
I started with the sangria tinto, which is red sangria with Honoro Rioja, Torres tin brandy, Ferrand dry curacao, lemon juice, orange juice, black beer extract, and simple syrup. And at the description, I thought this would be really sweet. And it started out pretty sweet and then became very dry. It was such an interesting and initially perplexing combination, but honestly, this might be one of my favorite sangrias ever.
And lastly, the Sangria Blanco, which is made with white wine, Bacardi rum, pineapple, lemon juices, simple syrup, lemon bitters, and a pinch of smoked sea salt. And again, felt like this one could be really sweet, but it absolutely wasn't. It was the sweetest of the three, but it was very light. It was refreshing. It wasn't too heavy on the juices. You could definitely still taste the rum and the wine. Honestly, overall, this Sangria flight, best of the fest. I think the serving size is awesome. None of them were too sweet, and I would drink any of them again. This was a great choice. Swung by Brazil. Was thinking about a little trash can table time, but that's not going to work here. So instead, it's Allen table time.
I'm a table.
At Brazil, had to pick up the pão de queijo, which is Brazilian cheese bread. One of my favorites at Food and Wine over at Epcot. Getting pretty full, but there's always room for cheese bread. So let's dig in.
Oh, that cheese bowl.
That is yummy. Have some good cheese bread. Brazilian cheese bread is actually gluten-free because it's made with tapioca flour. It's really light, it's really simple, it's really cheesy. I do think if I were to choose, I would pick the arepa at Colombia just because it was a little bit more unique. But if you're looking for a crowd pleaser for your cheese fans, this is a good one. Mardi Gras is just such a vibe. I love the band walking through. I love that there's a band rocking out on stage right now. The dancers are out. It really is just like a party in the streets when you're at Universal Mardi Gras. Speaking of bands, on select nights throughout Mardi Gras, they have concerts here free of charge as long as you're inside the park with artists such as the All-American Rejects, Zed, DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled!
So if you're in the park for one of those nights, expect them to be busy, but a lot of fun with the music playing. Want to stretch your step? I couldn't. I couldn't. I believe in you.
Stopped by our final booth for the day because boy are we full, but we couldn't resist one more sweet treat. We also don't have a table. So in the second Mammoth Club first, it is now Molly table time.
I can be a table too. Work.
Yes, please. We have picked up a Liege waffle, which is a special waffle because it's crystallized in sugar. Atop that, we have cookie butter, whipped cream, and some speculoos crumbled cookie bits. Thank you very much, table. I'm gonna try to get all of the things that I can, but oh wow. A little bit of, we need some cookie bits. I don't have any cookie bits. Hold, please. Oh no. Oh dear. Okay. Cheers. While sweet is not my go-to flavor, that's pretty darn tasty. It tastes like it's a cookie butter situation that you get from Trader Joe's. Shout out Trader Joe's to the cookie butter. It's delicious. On top of a crisp liege waffle, which adds a little bit of that hearty support to the dish. Add that to the light whipped cream and some nice crunch from the cookies. I think that might be one of the best things we've had today. Right? Right?
Mm-hmm. I don't even normally like whipped cream out of a can. I don't like, this is so light and clearly made fresh. Whoa.
Okay. Well, all we really have left is to go and watch the incredible Mardi Gras parade. But before we do...
I got beats to catch.
Yeah, you do. You do. Before we do, though,
yeah,
we do need to discuss our best of the fest and worst of the fest. We should start with the worst and get up to the best.
Yeah, I always hate calling something the worst because I don't think anything we ate was actually bad.
Maybe skips of the fest.
Yeah, maybe just least likely to eat again of the fest. For me, it was the Lpia in the Philippines. They weren't bad. It was just not something I would order again compared to some of this more exciting and interesting food.
For me, it was the birria. The quesadilla was okay, but honestly, I'd skip it again, especially because you have chilaquiles there. Now for the best of the fest. Okay, for my best of the fest, we have the chicken satay from Thailand, the fried green tomato po' boy from New Orleans, the specialty crooked can king cake brown ale from Beer Cart.
Bar.
Don't know which number, just a bar. And last but certainly not least, the cookie butter liege waffle. Oh, that was so good. What about you?
For my best of the fest, it's the arepa from Colombia, the sangria flight from Spain,
Right?
the chilaquiles from Mexico, the king cake, like the actual cake from the New Orleans dessert stand, but of course, the real winner in my heart, forever and always, is Twisted Tater.
Sense. Now onto the parade.
Yay! This parade is extra special because you, as a guest, can be a part of it. That's right, they stack the floats full of guests that are doing the bead tossing. If you've seen the parade before and seen all those folks throw beads and you thought, wow, that seems like a darn tootin' good time, I'd like to do that too. Well, there are multiple ways that you can do that. First of all, if you're an annual pass holder, they offer up spots to annual pass holders prior to Mardi Gras opening up on a first come, first served basis. Those are probably all full for this year, but if you're a pass holder, you might as well check. Annual pass holders are allowed to bring a few guests as well, so also being friends with an annual pass holder might work out for you. I suggest, buying them cookies and giving them lots of compliments. If you need help, ask Leslie Knope.
You beautiful, naive, sophisticated newborn baby.
Additionally, according to the team members, they do drop a couple of virtual queue spots if there are any available the day of, typically about an hour before the parade starts. And they let my friend Miss Wizarding World know, who passed on this information to me, that the best way to get one of those spots is to be back by animal actors, which is where the parade bead throwers line up, because they sometimes do a countdown to when the virtual queues could open up, so you would have the best chance that way. Additionally, if there are more spots available, they will do standby. Those spots are also going to be back at the animal actor stage, so you can go back there and talk to those team members before the parade. I'd say like an hour, maybe 2 hours before the parade, you could start checking that out. But the ultimate best way, the way to guarantee that you're going to get a spot, is to sign up for one of the Float, Ride, and Dine experiences, which is a package that gives you a meal at one of Universal's participating restaurants and then a guaranteed spot on one of the floats. We did this last year in one of our bucket list videos. If you want to check out more about it, we had dinner at Cowfish, one of the best restaurants here, and then got to have the dream come true of finally being on a parade float, throwing those beads. It was so much fun. Highly recommended if you've been to Mardi Gras and you want to really experience it to the fullest. Throwing the beads is a blast. Also, as we're walking to where we're going to go, I just noticed there's a children's parade viewing area right here, and I think that is adorable so that kids are not trampled by adults trying to catch the beads. Not me, of course. I would never get competitive with my bead catching, but other adults might. But even if you're not throwing the beads, catching them is just as fun. Plus, that way you get to see the entire parade, which, as we've mentioned, has a whole new units. It always does every year. They added a new theme, and this year, again, is the elements. So I'm really excited to see what those different floats look like. Really hoping there's a shark on the ocean float. Maybe they busted out the old Jaws float from when I was a kid. They had like a float that had like E.T. and King Kong and Jaws on it. It was awesome. It's the first time I came to Universal. I think I have pictures of that somewhere. One thing to note about the parade is that it's going the opposite way this year. So it's still gonna step off from the same place, which is right between Horror Makeup Show and La Bamba, but it used to go this way, and now it's gonna go that way. So it's gonna work its way down in front of Mel's, it's gonna go over into the New York section, come across by Rip Ride Rocket, and then end coming down this street right here. So if you wanna actually see the parade twice, you can wait kind of in this area. But no, if you're towards the end of the parade route, you're likely to get less beads because people sometimes get overzealous and throw too many at the beginning.
Like you did.
I did that. Or you could get more beads because people realize they're at the end and they just start dumping them. So it's kind of a gamble.
Like I did. What a fun parade.
I love that parade so much. Alan did the filming, I did the catching for both of us. It is such a fun, I don't think I've ever seen a parade where the performers look like they're having so much fun.
A blast.
It's just dancing and everyone's having a good time. I love the new floats, especially the ocean one.
I also love that Universal goes down to New Orleans and picks pieces from famous float makers from actual Mardi Gras.
Yeah, from the warehouses. They go through with an idea and they go through with float makers and they pick all these different pieces and put them together. I think the new theme this year is really cool. The costumes are so fun. It's a blast. I love that parade. Everyone has a good time.
Logistically though, it is a very long parade and it does run in a circle.
So if you are planning on going somewhere else after the parade, whether that be out at the park or back into the park or to a certain attraction or something, make sure you're standing on the side of the street that will get you there, because the cops are on the gator's tail, basically.
It's a tight loop.
Yeah, make sure you're standing where you need to go because there's a chance you wouldn't be able to get there otherwise. But it's a really fun parade. I think it's a must-see this time of year at Universal.
Absolutely. Well, that brings us to an end of our Universal's Mardi Gras International Flavors of Carnival celebration. Woof.
It is such a fun event. We will definitely be back here more throughout the season, so make sure you're following us on social when we inevitably try new foods.
Until next time, friends, be sure to like this video, subscribe if you are new, follow us on all of our socials, and if you want to join the Man Fam about the discussion on this or any of our other videos, please join us on Discord. The links for all that are down below.
And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And it has been a good time.
It has been a good time.
If you were going to wear one of those float costumes, which would you want to wear? The parade costume.
I don't know, something about the octopus on stilts, man.
I like that one.
Yeah, what about you?
Sexy crawfish.
Yeah. Why did I ask? Bye, everybody.